I'm doing a little field work here. I have the world's best job. I mean, I kid you not. So, we're at the Cowling Creek Preserve on one of the old logging roads. I've been mapping some of this stuff. So, yeah. A few bears running around, picking off the last of the salmon down in Cowling Creek. Getting kind of late in the day. The sun's just about down. Early December, so, you know, gets dark early. Smoking some Prince Albert. Not my usual smoke by any means, but it's kind of what I had in my drawer at work. So I didn't think I'd have a chance to come out here and smoke. So I didn't bring a pipe from home. So I keep a couple of old cheapo pipes. This is an old, what is this thing? A Jason. Jason. Imported genuine briar. Genuine briar. I like the shape though. It's got a nice big saddle bit. So I like to smoke and walk and talk and not have to mess with my pipe. You know, it just, with that vinyl bit, it, it just stays put. So, NW pipe smoker style. So, good old Prince Albert. I always think of my mom when she was a kid in Nebraska in the 30s and 40s. They'd call up the local drugstore and say, "Do you have Prince Albert in a can?" And they'd say, "Why, yes, we do." And the kids would yell, "Well, let him out!" And then they'd hang up. So, she always got a lot of glee out of telling that. Sure she wasn't the only one who did that. You know, it's, and this has been sitting in my drawer at work for a few years. So it's not very fresh. Kind of dried up, actually. I always kind of think of it as the quintessential American pipe smoking experience. Some Prince Albert, an old no-name pipe, you know, off in the woods on a chilly December day. Is that perfect or what? And you know, this Prince Albert isn't as bad as I remembered it. I remembered it being hot burning, harsh on my tongue. I would get tongue bite like crazy, and not very much flavor. And you know, there isn't a whole lot of flavor. There's that kind of nutty, I'm going to switch arms here, that kind of nutty burley flavor. But the amazing thing is how well it burns. And it just burns down to white ash, you know. So there's a lot to recommend it in a way if you like that nutty flavor. And it's just cheap. So totally available at just about any gas station, you know. So yeah. I have a little piece of property down in Colorado, just west of Silverton, between Silverton and Howardsville. And there's an old cabin perched way up at about 10,500 feet in the edge of a stand of dense spruce alongside a little creek. And the cabin was all fallen down. The records for the property said it was worked, those claims, in like 1907 to about 1915. So, you know, it's just kind of poking. In Colorado, it's great, unlike here where everything just rots away really quick, up here in the Pacific Northwest. But down there, it's so dry that stuff is pretty well preserved, you know. and I found a tin, a Prince Albert tin, kind of a hip flask shaped tin, and pretty interesting. So probably, 1920s latest, I would think. But yeah, never know. Might be a little later than that. But anyway, it's still down there in the little cabin that I built down there. So we're kind of close to the highway, and I'm done with my work here. So just heading in, just finishing up this bowl. So I'm a little less inclined to diss Prince Albert, actually. Not a bad workaday smoke for what I'm doing, walking around, mapping and looking for property corners and whatnot. It's pretty good. It kind of takes care of itself. It's not like a slow-burning Latakia blend that you kind of have to keep lighting. This just... I may have to relight this. But I'm near the end of the wall, too. So, anyway, pleasantly surprised.